Hi, I'm Peter J. Ray. Welcome to Adventures in History. Today's topic is the 36th century BC in world history. Now, this is the 100-year period between 3600 BC and 3501 BC. So this is going way back, more than 5,600 years. And this is the realm of prehistory, the area of that archaeologists study, and it's pretty sketchy, but we'll do our best to try to have some idea of what was going on in the world or parts of the world during the 36th century. Okay, first of all, Sumer. Of course, most traditional historians consider Sumeria the first civilization. In other words, where there was city life and so forth, what we consider more modern life. Farming, which made city life possible, in the between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers and what's now Iraq. And this is the Uruk period, in Sumer, which lasted from 4000 to 3100 BC, and named after the city of Uruk, which was one of the major cities, and maybe the biggest city in the world at that time, kind of like New York today. Urban life. The Sumerian, with a familiar Sumerian civilization, and the Urukian, with Urukian cultural traits. Again, Iraq, the Euphrates River, and so farming made civilization possible. They grew barley, date palms, and they raised sheep for food and also for wool, for clothing. And this was a delta, a flat region, a vast area of cultivable land. And they worshiped the god Anu, which is on the cover of this video, the cover picture. Okay, moving on. Also during this century, it was the beginning of construction of the megalithic Gagantija temple complex in Malta. Malta in the interesting island in the Mediterranean. Very interesting, distinctive country, or island rather, and older than the pyramids. Yeah, so we're going way back here. Okay, another thing that happened, the Najda Solar Temple Complex, which was built in Malta, among the most ancient religious sites on Earth, made of limestone. Okay, in Colombia, in South America, the first Rupestrian art at Caqueta in the Amazon. This is rock art in caves. Of course, also, this was done in other areas as well, famously in France. Okay, maize, or what we also call corn, was first domesticated in the Balsas River in the Tehuacan culture in Mexico. And of course, maize or corn became really very important, the staple crop up till now for people in Mexico. In Egypt, there's evidence in this century of mummification at the cemetery of Nechen, also known as Hierakonpolis. Okay, of course, the mummies became famous for the Egyptian pharaohs. Okay, there was a fortified town of Amri on the Indus River in Pakistan, which is really Greater India. The city of Amri, another city. Okay, the Baden culture. This was in Europe in what's now Moravia. Well, the area, not a country of Moravia, the area of Moravia, which is in Hungary, Slovakia, and Austria. And they had agriculture as well, and raised pigs and goats. Baden, of course, there's a city of Baden, kind of connected to the word bathing. Baden. Okay, the funnel breaker culture in North Central Europe and Southern Scandinavia as well. This was supposedly or speculatively, farming was introduced to hunter-gatherers. That must have been interesting, trying to tell guys, hey, there's an easier way of living instead of always wandering around hunting food and gathering wild plants. You can raise animals, keep them, and take care. Don't eat them all, and then grow plants in an enclosed area, and then you can stay in one place. So it's pretty modern life. Okay, they had copper, and also they had copper and daggers and axes. Okay, The Boyan culture, Boian culture, in the lower Danube. Now, this is the Balkan Peninsula, southeastern Europe, what's now Romania and Bulgaria, and along the Danube River. I had a college professor named Eugene Boya, and he was from Romania. Too bad I didn't know about this. Could have asked. His name is connected to the ancient Boyan culture more than 5,000 years ago in Romania. Okay, the Chassin culture in France. This, again, there was farming, and the farmers there, they grew rye, panic grass, millet, apples, pears, and prunes, and they raised sheep, goats, oxen, and pigs. Okay, no metal. Well, they used flint to create their implements, their tools. Okay, the Thin culture, Pfyn, in Switzerland. They had copper wire. Oh, that's pretty advanced, very advanced. And they grew wheat and barley. Okay, the Cucuteni Tripilian culture, again back in the Balkan area, Romania, Moldavia, the Ukraine, and going up a little bit further north. And this, interesting, they had this culture. They had periodic destruction of settlements. You wonder, well, maybe they thought it's for health reasons. Maybe areas would become, especially if you had a plague. Of course, we don't know why. They would destroy a settlement and move away. Homes made out of clay. Yeah, it might be nice to go to a new place. Okay, this century was the beginning of the Wartburg culture in Germany. It's now the state of Hesse. And Wartburg, there's an actor named Wartburg, isn't there? Okay, they grew raised cattle, pigs, and sheep, and goats. And also, part of their diet was deer, bear, and beaver. So I don't believe they were domesticated, but part of the sort of this blend of agriculture and hunting. You really can't. They say you could. The grizzly bears would be a wonderful source of meat if you could domesticate them. But of course, they're very uncooperative. You really need animals like cows and that are more easygoing. Grizzly bears, but apparently they've talked about doing it. They thought, no, we can't do it because they're too violent. Okay, and then finally, there's the first evidence of popcorn in the Carlsbad Cavern in New Mexico. Popcorn, which is so popular today. So this is just some of the basic sketchy ideas from life in the 36th century around the world. You might consider checking out our website, Adventures in History with Peter J. Ray at peterjray.com. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Take care. And I'll see you next time.